another video. I know it's been a long time since I've actually posted anything. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want people who are of my age, younger, older, I just want to bring awareness. Like, it is very important that you know what your rights are as a human being working in Canada. So that is why I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. I work at a beauty supply store. For people who know, they know exactly where it was. I'm not going to say exactly where it is, but some people know where it was. There for, I want to say, almost a year and a half I was there for. I enjoyed it in the beginning. You know, a lot of the people who I was working with, they were really cool. I liked all my employees. I liked my manager. We ended up getting a new manager. This new manager, he was a guy. As time went on, I started to realize that it was very hard to like communicate with him. He would just make me and some other employees feel very uncomfortable. Now I'm speaking from my experience, so he's made me feel very uncomfortable in a way where I would go up to him and I would say like, you know, I can't work this day, you scheduled me when I booked it off, and he would kind of just stare at me with a blank face. And I'd always kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna go to another manager because you're kind of making me feel uncomfortable, you know? And it got to a point where it was like a regular thing, and it became very uncomfortable for me to even speak to him at all. He got very comfortable in like a joking, friendly manner, and I felt like he kind of forgot that he was still a manager at the end of the day and he had duties and tasks that he needed to follow through with. One day, I was cleaning. I told him, you know, today's my cleaning day. I need to go and I need to clean. I explained to him that I'm probably gonna take around 20-30 minutes to mop the floors, to take out the garbage, clean the bathroom, all of that. When I'm cleaning, I'm not supposed to be on the floor at that time. Now, I'm in the back and I'm cleaning, mopping the floor. I was literally doing exactly what I was supposed to do. And then basically they were on all of the employees about going to the back and eating and this and that, and they didn't want too many people in the break room at once. So I was in the break room because I was cleaning it. Now another one of my employees, who was a really good friend of mine, she came out of the washroom and she came into the break room. After she came in there, another employee came in the break room, so then there was 3 people in the break room. I'm still cleaning, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do, and all of a sudden I hear a big at the door. First opened the door and says, "Who's on break?" And I looked at him because I already had a discussion with him telling him that I'm cleaning, it's my cleaning day, so whatever questions you have, ask the people who are not cleaning, you know what I mean? Like, don't come and question me. He's staring at me, looking at me, and I'm like, why are you looking at me? I didn't do anything, you know? And I was just like, can I help you? What is the problem, you know? I didn't say anything else. All he did was he took my wrist like this and he like grabbed it and he like pulled it towards him. And I looked at him and I was like, don't ever put your hand on me ever again. You're working you're supposed to be professional. You're a manager. How are you really gonna sit there and put your hand on an employee? You're not my father, you're not my mother, you're not anybody important to me for you to feel like you have the right to put your hand on me. I was like, I do not like this guy. I was really pissed off about the whole situation because I felt like that to me is a violation of my space, my privacy. Like, don't touch me. Send an email to HR basically explaining to them what happened. She messaged me, it was like she didn't care, and she said, oh, you know, thank you for reporting this. Everything that you've said to me, I'm going to keep it confidential, blah, 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 blah. Like, nobody's going to know about it. But then literally the next day, my hours are cut. I literally had half the amount of shifts that I normally get. So for example, like I would work like a Monday and I'd work like a 9:30 to 5:30, and instead it would be cut and it would be like a 9:30 to a 1 o'clock shift. That's a violation. You working for human resources, if somebody goes and reports something to you, you're not supposed to go and tell the manager who said it, when they said it, what they wrote, but she literally forwarded all the emails to him. So it was like, you're not doing your job. You're not following anything that you're supposed to follow, and you're being mad unprofessional. Okay, what a coincidence that right after I go and report the whole entire incident, all of a sudden, all of my hours are cut. I was literally pissed. Like, I was livid. I sent an email. Basically, they told me that my hours were cut because I reported the incident. So I was like, hold on a second. I'm not understanding. I don't get it. Okay, let me just you went and you put your hand on me. And because I felt violated and I felt like that was wrong, I made a report about it. I was like, yo, honestly, this is ridiculous. I'm not dealing with this. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with this at all. I basically contacted my two managers. One was assistant manager, the other one was just a regular manager. And I basically said, you know, I want to talk to you. So we went upstairs and basically I sat there and I was like, okay, like, why are my hours cut? And by the way, I forgot to mention this also happened to another one of my coworkers. So the same incident happened to her as well, and she reported it and her hours were cut as well. And we actually wanted to go up there together and kind of like talk to them. So it was kind of like a 2 versus 2 kind of thing, but they were like, no, like we'll do it one at a time. So I was like, okay, whatever, one at a time, that's fine. When I got up there, I said, yo, why are my hours cut? You know, like this doesn't make sense to me. And literally he was like, oh, because you reported it to the manager. Why am I gonna go and report what you did to you? Does that make any type of sense? You're already at the top. You are already a manager. So why would I go and report something that you did to me to you? Like that you're not gonna handle the matter. You're not gonna do anything. I was literally expecting HR to do something about the problem. HR literally did nothing. They literally replied to everything that I wrote to them and said, if you listen to your manager, I'm sure that he will respect you and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know if you guys know, but most beauty supply stores, they're like Korean based. So like a lot of the times it's kind of like, it's like the blacks versus the Koreans in a way. Like they get along, like we all get along and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it almost feels like that's exactly how that workplace is. It's one side versus another side, you know what I mean? I was literally going off, telling him that I'm pissed off about the fact that he touched me. And I also had 2 witnesses in the room at the time who saw the entire thing happen. So this guy had the audacity, to sit there and say, I never touched you. I never put my hand on you. And I looked at him and I'm like, really, nigga? Like, really? You're really gonna sit here and you're really gonna say that you never put your hand on me? I would have no reason to sit there and make up somebody putting their hand on me. Like, I don't do that type of stuff. I don't want to get somebody in trouble. I don't want to get somebody fired from their job. Started bringing up the fact that, oh, was there a camera around to show? And I'm like, the only reason you're saying that is because at the time there was no camera in the break room. There's no video evidence. I literally had tears pouring down my face because I was like, yo, the fact that people really do that, like, it's just sickening to me. It's just sickening. So I was like, yo, I had 2 other people in the room who saw you do it. And he goes, oh, no, like they didn't see me do anything. And down the stairs, the 2 witnesses that saw everything happen at the time, they came up the stairs, sat down. I said, yo, did he or did he not put his hand on me? And they literally said to him, you put your hand on her and you may not have punched her in the face. You did grab her and it was inappropriate of you to do. And then when they went back downstairs, I was like, okay, so what, they're lying too? Like there's 2 other people saying that they saw you do it. Oh, obviously they're gonna take your side because, you know, they're your friend and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, honestly, you're ridiculous. And in the middle of our conversation, something happened downstairs. He went downstairs and handled everything that happened downstairs. We came back upstairs, and when it was just me and him talking one versus one and the other assistant manager wasn't there, yeah, you know, maybe I did touch you. So it took you literally an hour. We were literally in that room for an hour talking about what happened. He was like, I want to work with you, you know, I don't want any problems, but I see that you're very upset. And I was like, yeah, I'm upset. Like, this has never happened to me where somebody at my work thinks that they can just put their hand on me. Like, this has never happened to me before. Like, this is literally ridiculous. Like, I've never been through this before. I have no respect for you at that point. You should have known exactly why I was mad, why I was upset, and you should have said straight up, yo, you know, I'm sorry about what happened in the break room. I should not have done that being a manager. I should have been more professional in this workplace, and I'm sorry. I hope you can look past it. I don't want any problems with you. I want my 8-hour shifts back, and when I get those back, I'm good. Like, days went on and I just wasn't feeling it at that point. Like, the vibe changed and everything was just different. Same time, I had a friend who, you know, she just recently found out she was pregnant, and she actually told them, you know, like, I'm pregnant. Long story short, an incident happened where they thought she was involved in the incident, and what did they do? Instead of doing a proper investigation, they went and fired her. Literally like that. Coincidence how you fire her right after she lets you know that she's pregnant. I lost a lot of respect for them for that, because you couldn't even make it seem like you had an actual reason to fire her. You just kind of like took whatever little reason that came, and you just used that as an excuse to fire her, when really she was a good employee. She didn't fuck up. She wasn't late all the time. She was good with customers. Like, she did not deserve to get fired, especially being pregnant. She needs to make that money. She needs to make money for her baby, for what's happening in the future coming up. Like, and you guys literally had no consideration for any of that. You guys just fired her. Another employee actually got in an incident with their coworker, and basically somebody punched her in the face, and her glasses broke. She had bruises on her face. Like, she showed them, you know, like, there are witnesses in the room saying that she never hit anyone first. She got hit in the face. And at a workplace, if something happens, if there's an incident, they need to investigate it. They need to find out what happened. They need to ask people. They need to get incident reports from each single person that was involved in that incident before they can make any kind of decision on what they want to do with that employee. You know what I mean? But instead, what did they do? They went and they just fired all 3 employees before actually doing the proper investigation. Firing somebody who is pregnant and you're not giving them any kind of valid reason, that is discrimination. It looks like you literally went and fired the girl because of the fact that she was pregnant, and you didn't want to pay her for maternity leave. That's what it looks like. And that's not a good look at all. Like, these people, they don't realize that this is their company. They're actually a pretty popular company, and you can't treat employees like that, because at the end of the day, you're ruining your name, you're ruining your brand, your business, because the word is gonna spread. It's like, I'm not supporting you guys anymore.